I have a strange piece of advice. I'm just here to tell you that you gotta visit where your future lives. I know we all have that dream life that we wanna experience and some places that we wanna visit. So I'm just here to tell you that you have to visit those places. In order for your mind to register those things, you gotta know what it feels like to be in those places. I'm not saying fake it till you make it, pretend. I'm not saying go out there and try to impress people. If it is a cafe or some restaurant or even maybe a neighborhood that you want to see yourself maybe residing, my best advice to you is go to that specific place and try to grasp the energy, the environment of what it feels like being there. Even if it's just the hotel lobby of that specific hotel that you want to check yourself into maybe one day, go there and read, study how the people move in those places, feel the energy of those rooms. And then when you go home, I want you to sit down and remember what it felt like. And that is how you actually get closer to everything that you want. I'm just a rapper talking about topics that I find too long to fit in a song, how I feel about them, and this is one of them. I think a lot of us dream about places that we've never been to. So those places just stay imaginary to us. Whether it's places or things, we always feel like they belong to somebody else and not us. But the moment you step inside and get to experience what it feels like, that is when actually it registers in your mind that the places are just places and the people that you meet there are just people. They're not different from you and you also belong being there. Nothing is actually above you. As long as you put your mind into something, then you can definitely have it or experience it. The only difference is it's just that at the moment, those things are just unfamiliar to you. The places that you spend your most time at are the ones that influence you the most, and in a way, they can have negative impacts on your mind and your beliefs. I know that nothing changes in an instant, but if you constantly spend your time around people who are complaining, people who are negative, and people who are just accepting reality for what it is to them and not actually dreaming more, you're definitely going to start adapting their mindset. But if you spend your time around people who are actually winning, people who are creating, and people who you feel like embody the things that you want, that is when everything starts changing. Sometimes changing your life starts with changing what you choose to focus on. If you constantly focus on things that don't benefit you, it'll be very hard for you to actually focus on the things that you want. You'll constantly be dragged back to what you know instead of what you want, and that thing keeps you in a loop. This is not about spending money or just faking it, like I said before. It is just about you putting yourself in rooms where it'll become easier for you to actually bring in that version of yourself that you actually want to be. So I definitely encourage that you go to different places and places that you admire and you'd like to see yourself in. Notice how the people are around there. Notice how the people talk and hold conversations. Notice how they carry themselves. And imagine how would it be if you were the one actually living that life with those people. See yourself being in that picture. And if you feel like the advice that I'm giving you will be a financial strain to you, there's YouTube. On YouTube, you can literally search POVs and people traveling to different places. You just have to look up the things that you want, watch the videos as much as you can, and then sit down after watching the videos, visualize, see yourself being the one recording those videos and being in those places. Because I do believe that experiencing something is actually becoming part of it. So I just want to say that you gotta get familiar with the things that you want. So go out there and experience the things that you want to experience even on a low budget. Experience them even if it's virtually. You need to sit down and meet your future self mentally first before you actually meet them in reality, because this is why a lot of people make it and then also go back to the bottom, is because once the success hits or whenever they receive what is it that they prayed for and then they lose it, it is because they got whatever it is that they wanted without actually being ready mentally and still being their old selves. This is why when they receive whatever it is that they want, they quick to lose it because they still what they've always been and not the person who was actually ready to receive what it is that they wanted. So yeah, there's nothing stopping you from experiencing what it is that you want. So just get familiar with it.